Alright, not too long ago, I was talking with a couple of friends about how we're gonna make money, how we're running our businesses, what kind of content ideas we should be doing in order for us to improve our businesses, right? Then one of them said like, yo, let's check our socials and see what we've been doing so we can share some strategies and improve ourselves. Then this guy, John, we're gonna name him John for purposes of this video. He comes to me and he's like, yo, David, you've been creating content for a long time. You know a lot about cameras, editing, all this kind of stuff. Could you check out my socials and tell me what can I improve on my editing, stuff like that? So I was, yo, of course, I can. Give me your socials. So he gave me his phone. I took his phone. I started seeing his socials, and I tapped into the first video, right? The very first video you see on his social, on his IG, on his Instagram. Bro, what I saw in that video, I'm not trying to be a hater or throw shit on my boy, because we're all starting off, but bro, what I saw in that very first video, I've seen it 100,000 times in other content creators that are doing the exact same error on their socials, and it's killing them. And I'm pretty sure you're doing the exact same thing too, without even realizing it. Doesn't matter how many reels you drop a week, how many content ideas you follow, how many viral trends you jump into. This one mistake is straight up killing your whole brand. But don't trip. In this video, I'm not just gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna walk you through exactly step by step on how to fix it. And the best part, it takes zero money, zero tools, zero effort. And the second you apply it, you will immediately start seeing the difference on your brand. The second you apply it, you will immediately start seeing the difference on your personal brand. And the second you apply it, you will immediately start seeing the difference in your personal brand. Alright, Joe, let's be clear about something. I'm not like this super genius guy who made millions just building up these biggest brands because I cracked the secret viral code. I'm not out here living in Dubai, working 4 hours a week, flexing 2 Lambos and fake hustle vibes. If I'm 100% honest with you, I barely have $1,000 in my bank account right now. But here's what I do have. A brain that works, a sharp sense of logic, and the ability to set a goal, break it down, and go get that shit with consistent moves. That exactly logical thinking is what made me realize of this. 99% of the things you find out there that people are telling you to go viral, to build a personal brand, to grow your business is all fake. And the worst part is that you're actually following these exact techniques, secret strategies, viral editing hacks, that will help you grow. Copying these same tactics without even stopping to ask yourself, what the fuck am I even doing? Look, again, I'm not genius, bro, but I do got common sense. I pay attention, I read between the lines, and I started to see real quick that this game is fully rigged just to keep you stuck. There's only one real way to build a personal brand that's profitable and sustainable in time, even if you're just getting started. But before I break down this exact mistake that's killing most people's brands and keeping them stuck like the 99% of people out there, I gotta show you why everything they've been telling you to do is straight up useless. I'm dead ass. Right, number one, we got the 3-second rule. Now, if you have never heard of the 3-second rule before, this rule says is basically you have 3 seconds to catch people's attention, or otherwise your video will go straight to where all the other trash content goes. Alright, now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing bad about the 3-second rule. It's actually super useless when you're doing marketing and you're planning your creatives, you're doing your copy, your script. Alright, so we got this clear, right? So, David, where's the problem? Problem is basically how they're teaching it. We got people out there telling you to start your videos following these 3-second rules, applying or using these viral clips that go on top of the video to catch people's attention. Just like this baseball clip that there's a guy and the ball hits the camera, or someone just falling down from a chair, thinking that this magically will stop people scrolling and actually make them pay attention to your video. Which, once again, it doesn't work. No. Why? Because these kind of clips actually grab attention, but it's empty. Let me explain. Once people realize your video has nothing to do with the viral clip they saw, it just bumps, scroll, gone, forgotten in 3 seconds. And then all the effort you put into finding these clips, editing your video, thinking of your idea, or even paying for these viral clips bundle that I've seen people selling this shit that's completely useless out there. All that effort ends up being just in a few likes and a couple of views. Remember the example I put you at the very first start of this video? So my boy John when I saw his video, what he was basically doing was he was filming himself, like with this weird clothes on, and he was under a shirt because it would catch people's attention because it's rare to see someone like under a shirt. Bro, he was cloning himself, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen 1,000 people do this thing before, just to catch people's attention. And what did he get out of it? A couple of likes, 0 conversions, nobody was really interested in him, nobody was really interested in his business either. And bro, that's what I see everywhere. Like, you see up there, influencers, streamers, people just clowning themselves for attention. They're selling their souls for attention, for a couple of likes, for going viral, for something that's not sustainable in the long term. And you want to build a personal brand that's actually sustainable in time. Now, sure, sometimes cloning yourself, it actually works. But the kind of people you're attracting doing that stuff, they're not buyers. They're not even your audience. They're just people looking to waste their time. They're not gonna build your business. So trust me, don't fall for that. Okay, now, number 2, we got the shiny object syndrome. You may have heard of this before, but if you haven't, let me break it down for you. Shiny object syndrome is basically when you start jumping from one thing to the next thing because something is just trending right now, or because you see someone else gets quick results, and then you ditch your plan, your path, try to chase what's hot right now. But the truth is, every time you jump on a new trend, it's actually too late. And I'm pretty sure you have faced this before. The real problem here is you never stick to something long enough in order for you to make it work, to make it yours, to make it authentic. Now listen, I'm not blaming you. It usually happens for 2 reasons. Number 1, you don't have a clear personality yet, so your brand doesn't feel authentic. And number 2, you just didn't know any better. Alright, now, let me give you a real example. My cousin, she's building a big brand. Like, when I say it's a gold mine, it's a fucking gold mine. Like, this one product has a problem it solves. It has a large audience. And the brand itself, I'm completely sure she has like this real purpose of helping people with her product. When it comes to creating content and communicating this message, it's hard. I get it. So what does she do? She just starts copying viral ideas from other brands, content other brands have put on their socials, so she replicates the content with her product, trying to call people's attention. And she does it again and again. No results, no conversion, no growth. Why? Because there's no strategy behind it. There's no funnel. There's no an actual hook. There's no reason for people to actually consume the whole video and see what it is about. Now, let me give you another example. This one's one of my actual clients. I filmed videos for them. But they got this community manager girl who, unfortunately, she has no idea what she's doing. So, she found out this viral video that other companies were doing where they basically gave like nicknames to their coworkers. Shit like, this guy's headache because where he lives, it's a relief. Shit like that. I don't know if I translated that correct or not, but you get the point. What happened? This video got 1.2 million views. It went viral. Sounds great, right? Well, they got 1.2 million views, 0 conversions. Nobody knew what the company was about. They made no money. No real subscribers out of that video, which could have sold a lot of fucking money, but it was just entertainment. It didn't work, right? So content without a strategy, virality without strategy, is just pure smoke. It's nothing. It was just pure entertainment. And don't get me wrong, if this is your niche, it works. But we're trying to look for a personal brand that's profitable and sustainable in time. We don't want to go viral. So take this in your mind. Going viral doesn't equal building a brand. Attention is not the same to connection. Views does not equal value. Now we get to the point number 3. For this part, I had listed like a bunch of examples, but honestly, I'm not gonna go through it. If you have made it this far, you have probably already understood the concept, and I don't want to repeat on that. But if you haven't understood yet, rewatch the video, because what's coming next is very important. This is actually free game for you all, alright? This is free game, no cop, free. And now you have just learned why all this cheap marketing is pure trash. And why is it useless? Now you get why most personal brands fail. Alright, now let me get you onto a concept. A concept that once it clicks, It will level up how you communicate. And it all comes to one simple word. This one word, when you truly understand, will make selling whatever the fuck you're selling 10, 100, 1,000 times easier and faster. So let me break it down with a simple question. What are you selling? Nah, seriously, what the fuck are you selling right now? Take a second and think. Use your logic. Now you might say, I'm a designer, I sell designs. I make videos, I sell videos. Wrong. Let me help you out. It doesn't matter what you're selling. If it's a product, a message, a class, knowledge, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're selling. What you're selling is a transformation. A sale is a transformation. Every single sale is a transformation. That is the key. That's the whole game. Let me give you an example. So let's take this video as an example. Why are you still watching this video? Why are you still giving me all your energy and attention to what I'm saying? Because I have something to offer you, which is a transformation of how you see your business, how you see your personal brand. I am helping you build something with real fundamentals, so you don't have to end up cloning yourself and quitting in 3 months. So you see, everything we do as humans, we do it in order for us to get better. We're looking for transformations every single time we do something. We go to school to transform ourselves, to get better, to get more knowledge. We got a job. We try to get better every single day. And everything that comes in your way and helps you transform, it's way more valuable. So I hope you get this concept. All right, now based on this, let's flip the script a little bit. So let's say you're a designer, right? And right now you're stuck on ideas, you're not creative. I don't know. Who knows? Instead of copying like this viral video of you showing all your designs and using this viral music that's gonna help you grow because everyone's using it, this viral song, bro, we already know that's bullshit. So what you're gonna do instead is here's how to 10x your product sales just by fixing this communication problem on your brand, on your logo, on your design, right? Who knows? You are professional. You are the professional in this topic. You're gonna have to work, of course. Well, then you're gonna be able to create content like, I made X amount of money to this client with this special design. So you're offering your prospect a transformation through your video, right? That's a way to sell. That's an authentic way to sell. That hits, that helps. And once your content helps, once your content solves a real problem, even a small one, you have already given your audience a transformation. Now, they're way more likely to trust you, follow you, and eventually buy from you. Now, for example, for me as a video creator, I make sure in every single video I make, there's a transformation in between, right? So, for example, my title, it has to be a transformation. How to pass from X to point A to point B, right? My thumbnail, my script, every single video that I make has to offer a transformation. So people have a real reason to stay watching your content, to subscribe to your channel. When you start doing this consistently, people will start seeing you as a brand, seeing you as a personal brand, as a person who's the most qualified in your space. And that's the position you want to be in. You don't want to be the guy who's cloning himself just to get views and attention. That's not a position if you are an intelligent person, you don't want to be there, right? All right, now before you even do all of that, there's a step you have to take into account because it's very important before you do all that thing. And it's one step that you're probably missing right now, and that is clarity. Alright, so if you're still watching this video, I'm assuming you really want to start your personal brand. We've got something to offer, a message, a product, a service. Who knows? You just don't know how to start. You feel stuck, you don't have good ideas, you don't feel that creative, you think you should hire a scriptwriter, a video creator, a video editor, but the truth is that you don't need any of these things. You're just not ready yet. Not until you hear this. You cannot build a personal brand or brand if you don't know who you're talking to. Now let me give you a visual. Let's say you're in a crowded space, like in the streets or something, and there's a lot of people, it's crowded, and you gotta call this guy named John. The only point is that you don't know. The only point is that you don't know his name. Yeah, we're gonna call him John again. It's the only name I have in my mind right now. So you try different ways, right? You yell at him. You just try to call his attention from many different ways. But there's so many people out there. He might not hear you. Like, it's very difficult when you don't know what his name is, because otherwise you would just call him by his name a couple of times and he would come to you and listen to your message. But in this specific scenario, you're just yelling out into the noise, hoping that he hears you, but he never turns around. Even if what you have to say to John is important and valuable. And I hope you get the point, because this is exactly what happens on social media when you post a video without any strategy, without having these things into account. Now you know you're 100 steps ahead. But this is exactly the same thing when on social media you try to talk to anyone, because you don't know who you're talking to as a brand. In this case, as a personal brand. Even if your product's solid, even if your message is fire, if your target audience doesn't recognize you're speaking to them, they will ignore you. Just like in the example of John. So how do you fix that? How do you go from feeling lost, from not finding ideas, to actually communicate your message to the right people and making sure your message actually stands out from the crowd? Now you understand that most of the brands fail because of their lack of authenticity. And we're not even talking of a brand, we're talking of a personal brand. The reason I consume your personal brand is because of the things you have achieved and because of who you are as a person, right? So I connect with you. And the only way for me to connect with you is to have purpose. Now, how do you find this purpose? This is actually way easier than you think. So how do you find this purpose? This is actually way easier than you think. So I want to assume right now that you, as an entrepreneur, as a person who wants to start their personal brand, you have had at some point any level of self-development, right? You have had at some level any self-development journey. And the only thing that has helped me out to overcome all these fears, all these doubts, all these lack of clarity when I sit here and I start filming these videos and working on my personal brand is this single exercise that I'm gonna share with you right now. What I want you to do right now with me is to close your eyes and think of you, but 10 years ago, who you were. What kind of struggles do you have in your personal area? Let's say your professional area, right? Let's say your professional area, right? Or any area you want to specialize. Even if you don't know it yet, just go back in time, close your eyes, think of that person who's yourself, but 10 years ago, and describe, even write that down, all the different scenarios, all the different problems that you were facing back then, but right now, you managed to solve them. I want you to write them down, very specific, what you were facing 10 years ago. What were your main desires? What were your fears? What were those things stopping you from achieving what you wanted to achieve and that you might have achieved it now? Now, I'm not talking about big goals like, bro, I wanted a Lamborghini and I didn't buy one because I didn't have money and I don't have it yet. Because I'm talking about realistic stuff, right? I don't know, maybe you are a more confident person. Maybe you developed skills talking to the feminine genre, right? So I don't know, however you call it in English. You got better at marketing, you got better at sales, you got whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't really matter. But when you don't have a point where to start, this exercise will give you a lot of clarity to identify who your target audience is. Because if the only way for you to really connect with people and connect with your audience and make your message stand out is to be authentic, being authentic is something that's been steal from us, right? Why? Because we see all the streamers just cloning themselves, because we see all these people selling their souls for a couple of likes and for a couple of attention. Like, You don't need two fingers on your forehead to realize this, right? So again, use your logical thinking. If being authentic is the only way, what is the only way for you to be the most authentic person? Is you talking to yourself 10 years ago. I put me as an example. Right now I'm sitting here talking to a camera. There's no one else. There's no one else, right? But I view myself talking to that person who had no idea about all this stuff. Because at some point, I would normalize knowing all these things, right? Because I learned it, okay, I want to know more, I want to know more, I want to know more. So I would normalize knowing these things, which are things that I learned on my entrepreneur career. A lot of things that my 17-year-old, even not 10 years ago, but my 17-year-old would die to know, right? But I didn't. So if you treat your prospect just like you would treat yourself 10 years ago, it's perfect. And I'm explaining why. Because in marketing, you gotta know exactly who you're talking to, who those, what that person fears, what that person hopes, what are those desires, what is stopping that person from achieving that kind of stuff. So when creating a personal brand, you want it to do it the most authentic way you can. Don't fall into the trap of searching the viral clip and stuff like that. Go for a bigger purpose and have this in mind. The more you have transformed yourself, the more you can help other people transform through your brand, through your business, through your personal brand, through your product, service, whatever you're selling. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. The more you have transformed yourself, the more you can transform other people through your brand, through your business, through your shit. Now, once you get to this point and you understand it 100% and combine it with the exercise we did before, which is putting on the transformation glasses and seeing all your work or all your perspective of the world with these transformation glasses, see everything as a transformation, as an exchange, seeing everything as a transformation, as an exchange, your brand will go to another level because nobody's doing this. Everyone keeps stuck on searching the viral hack, searching the viral code. And this is the real code. Because remember, we're not looking for virality. We're looking for eternity. We're looking to give a message that stays forever. That's the real purpose. That's the main purpose of you being alive. Because we're talking about business and creating personal brands and all this shit. But I take it a little bit deeper and I go a little bit more farther, however the fuck you say that. I hope you get the point. I'm practicing my English in those videos. But when you get to the point of realizing that you're alive and that you have a unique opportunity today, because you don't know if you're going to wake up alive tomorrow. That's kind of creepy, but I see the world that way. You don't know if you're going to wake up alive tomorrow. Why would you sell your soul for a couple of likes? Bro, it doesn't even make sense. Why would you build a brand based on smoke or empty message? You know what I'm saying? And you see it out there. There's a lot of people selling their souls, building brands, and they probably be making millions. I'm not going to say it doesn't work, because it does. But it's not the path that I'm following. And I'm pretty sure if you got two fingers on your forehead, you don't need to be more intelligent than that. You're not going to pursue that. Because there's a bigger purpose in life. And there's a bigger and deeper sense of fulfillment when putting your energy in a project. Because if you're thinking of starting your personal brand, I'm pretty sure you're doing it because you're pursuing a purpose. You're following a passion, right? And there's nothing better than doing what you're doing every day with passion. That's something you don't find on a regular job. Alright, so I don't want to make this video any longer. I hope the message has been fully explained. I want to emphasize that you just need this as a solid base for you to start off. Like all the editing stuff, the cameras, the equipment, the idea, the full clarity, like it comes over time. But when you start, with this solid base, you're 1,000 steps ahead, right? Because everyone's just doing the same. Everyone's just still doing the same. So again, I want to make this video any longer. I just shared with you guys a lot of uh, marketing knowledge that I would die to know when I was 17 years old. And there's a lot of new stuff that I will be sharing on this channel from this kind of topics, stuff I do, my business, how I'm making money, how I plan to make more money than I'm doing right now, and mindset, all this kind of stuff, right? So get the message clear. Don't forget, the more you've transformed yourself, the more you can transform others. So that's it for today. I just shared a lot of marketing strategies with you, marketing concepts that will help you, that once you integrate them in your brand, they will help you a lot. They will help you grow a lot. They will put you steps ahead from the competition, and always try to stand out, because right now people prioritize going viral instead of being eternal and having a deep message to communicate. People right now are communicating empty messages. So it's not that hard for you to step out from the crowd and actually do something new. So that's it for today's video. Remember, you choose which side you're gonna be. Choose eternity over virality. And don't forget to pursue your purpose. I'll see you in the next video.